Well, here we are, about the end of October, fixing to head into a long, cold, boring winter. So that means I need a project to do. So here's what we got going on. This is going to be a multi-part series. So a little bit about what we're going to do. I have an 88 C3500. This is my tow rig, or it's going to be. Haven't really been able to tow out of town with it yet. This thing has a tired 454 in it. Turbo 400 transmission, and it had originally a 410 or 411 geared rear end. Someone swapped the gears out to 373, which is nice because I can actually get on a freeway and do 70. I think I'm tacking about 3,000 RPM. So in order to make this a better tow rig, I have a few plans for it. Definitely need more power. Let's look at this tired old 454. So 454 TBI. This TBI actually had this intake off this summer. Whoever worked on this engine last, about half the bolts were loose. I think 2 or 3 were missing. I don't really know how it was running to begin with, but that intake is kind of funny. It's a standard intake, spreadboard type intake with an adapter plate under it with a TBI on the adapter. That adapter plate has coolant running through it to warm it up. So more on that in just a minute. But as you see, just a tired old 454. I mean, it works, but if I'm gonna tow out of town, we're talking 5 to 6 hour pulls because, well, we lost our racetrack back in 2018, which was less than 5 minutes up the street from me, so that sucks. So anyway, what we're gonna do, I have some plans for this thing. Obviously we need to build a new big block, and while a 454 would be neat, I might as well bump it up. I'm gonna turn this into a 496. It might be a 489, it just depends. What we're gonna do is, this is a Gen 5 454. It's got the stock 4-inch stroke crank in it. So I already ordered me a Scat 4 1/4 inch stroke crank. There's a part stuff right there. So it's 4 1/4 inch stroke external balance crank. The internal balance crank was more money, and actually it wasn't available when I ordered this thing, so that's fine. I don't care. It's my tow rig. External balance is just fine. That's what this is anyway. Not a problem there. So we're going to be putting a stroker crank in it, obviously, and I have a set of H-beam rods. I'm actually balancing all these rods right now. I have one more rod. I got this one here. I got more grinding to do on that, just a little bit. Of course, we'll send all this to the machine shop and have it rebalanced, but I'm going to get the rods close as I can anyway. These are 6.385 length rods, not the 6.135. So they are the longer rods. So with this stroke, the longer rods, and the whatever pistons I need, I don't know if it's going to bore 30, 40, or 60 over. This will probably clean up just fine at a 30 over. So if we bore this at 30 over, that'll put us at 489 cubic inches, which will be just fine. It just sounds weird. I've told a few people I'm building a 489. They're like, a what? So I'll say a 496, and everybody seems to know what that is. So cool. The heads I'm going to use for this thing are right there in the bags. I'm just going to reuse the peanut port heads that came on this engine. Sure, I could get some AFR heads, some oval ports that probably work even better, but yeah, no, we're not going to spend a few $1,000s on a set of heads for a tow rig. That's, you know, that's just not going to work. So we'll keep this thing as budget as humanly possible. So there's that. As for the cam, shoot, I should have pulled this out of the box. Let's show you what the cam looks like. I already got the cam, obviously. Ooh, let's put this thing right here. This is a GM performance cam. I'm trying to keep everything as simple as possible. This gonna work with my TBI, so it has to have certain characteristics, which I'll go over that in detail when we put the engine together. So I really only have a couple of cam choices for this thing. Comp actually makes a pretty decent cam. I was going to get that. Between that and this GM cam, which I can't remember the number right offhand, and the number on the box, well, it's kind of mutilated. So I will post that cam number, this cam number, somewhere in this video or down in the description somewhere. But anyway, that's a hydraulic roller cam, by the way. So hydraulic roller cam, I gotta get hydraulic roller lifters still. There's the heads, there's a block, there's a crank, there's a rod. So basically it's got to pull this apart, send it over to my machinist, have him bore it, get some pistons for it. We'll stick those together, we can put that together. So that handles the engine part. The next part is the Turbo 400. Well, that's neat, but I sure do need an overdrive. So I just snagged me a 4L80E a couple weeks ago. This is a 06, by the way. 06 there. So this has the cooler lines here and back here. So it's the upgraded or updated version. And it also has the 2 speed sensors here and here. So that's pretty cool. I didn't get the converter with it. I'm buying a new converter anyway. If I get charged a cord charge, well, we'll see. I'll talk to my tranny guy. I usually build my own transmissions. I'm not building this one. I don't feel like it. I got a tranny guy. I'm gonna see if I can get some footage of them tearing this thing apart or whatever. I don't know. But I'm gonna build this trans right here and obviously put on a deeper pan. This pan is kind of dented. But I'll have them go through this trans, put a different pan on it, and I already have the trans controller picked out that I want to get. It's a quick something. I forgot the name already. I'll post a link to that also in the video or down in the description somewhere. And of course I'll go into more detail when I'm putting this stuff together. So that's our plans for that. So I'm thinking with the 496 overdrive transmission and a 373 gears, I should be tacking right around 2200 RPM at about 70, which is really as fast as I want to go towing this thing. I mean, I hear guys all the time bragging that they pull mountains, they pull up hills at 90 miles an hour with a trailer, which is utterly ridiculous, since trailer tires are only designed to go 65 miles an hour. But you know, whatever. I won't be in a hurry when I'm going to race anyway. It's just gotta plan, right? Gotta plan. So that's what we'll be racing. That car is ready to go. It's basically sat once again all summer long because the budget just has not allowed me to go race yet. I do real estate, and as you know, the economy uber sucks right now. So the only good thing about the summer that's happened so far is I've got some buddies who race, and they're able to go out of town, and they need some help. So hey, I tag along and I just crew for my buddies, and I've had a good time there. I've been down to Vegas twice, up to Boise, Idaho once, and to Western Colorado, aka Grand Junction, one time. So it's been really fun. At least I've been back in the racing scene, which is pretty cool. So some more plans with this thing. Like I said, I mentioned it has a TBI on the engine right now. When I get the engine built and put in here, I'm probably going to keep the TBI on it for a minute. I just want to see how it works. I know I've been told by several people already, oh, it's not going to work, you need the Holly Sniper or something like that. Well, that's fine. I do plan on getting it, but I'm not going to make more changes than I really need to make to get this thing going. I need to make sure I have all the bugs worked out. I'm sure it's going to be throwing codes or whatever. I don't know. The good thing about this is 1988, so I can delete pretty much everything. I can put a carburetor on it and HDI on it and call it a day if I want to, but I would like to keep it as factory looking and functioning as I can. So Yeah, I've been really happy with this truck. Like I said, I sold my 1972 K10 for this thing. The 72 K10. Matter of fact, I'll put a picture of that somewhere in this video. That was a fun truck while I had it, and it was great. It was a little half-ton, and towing to the racetrack, which, like I say, was less than 5 minutes from here, was not a problem at all. It's just the fact that truck I wouldn't feel comfortable towing 5 hours away. The thing drives like a tank already, so that's why I got rid of that. Got the 1-ton dually. I'm going to be putting a camper shell, not a camper shell, you know, the shell, whatever they're called, camper shell, I guess. I'll be putting one of those on here too, so I can actually put stuff in the back, not have it fly out or get stolen. So I got other plans with this truck too. We'll go over that when I get to that. But anyway, I just want to do a quick little video just to introduce a little project I'm fixing to go on, and I'm going to try to make a video series. So if any of the other guys are converting over from a Turbo 400 to a 4L80, or wanting to go bigger engine in your 80, see, I think that goes from 88 to 90 something. They're all about the same. I have a memory block right now, but I see a lot of guys with small blocks in theirs, which I'm really glad mine has a big block. Of course, that's why I bought it. Big block 1-ton dually. That's my tow rig. So that's where we are. That's what I plan on doing. So I guess I'll call this part 1, and we'll see the next part and go from there. If you have any questions, or you want to see something, or I didn't explain something well enough, then let me know, and follow along with the project. Thanks for watching.